Justin Baldoni is making his legal battle against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds,
alleging sexual harassment and a campaign to destroy her reputation.
We're turning now to lawyers for Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni clashing in court. Lively's team is asking the judge to keep her personal information and text messages with high-profile celebrities secret.
Intense year, a lot of material success, and a lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
Something strange is happening with Hollywood's most beloved power couple, and it's got everyone doing double takes. Once praised as the perfect husband and wife team, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are suddenly facing an onslaught of rumors that paint them in an entirely different light. These days, they're not just the charming duo who trade jokes on social media. They've got a swarm of disgruntled co-stars, jilted collaborators, and frustrated designers all stepping forward with stories that could break the glossy image the pair have spent years perfecting, from allegations of snubbing castmates to hijacking entire projects. Their reputations are taking more hits than anyone could have anticipated. One by one, the cracks are showing, and what started as whispers behind closed doors is slowly evolving into a full-blown Hollywood spectacle. Buckle up, because you're about to see how a couple once hailed as couple goals might actually be fanning the flames of controversy with every move they make.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm going to try and not give this away. Everyone's going to be, let's go through. What's it called?
IMBD.
Hugh Jackman? No, it's not Hugh. It's not Tom Cruise. Anyway, I've done many movies back in the day. But I remember there was a moment, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable that I got screamed at. But because this person was number one on a call sheet, there was no safety net for me. So no one had my back. And I would cry walking off set. This person would literally look at me in front of the whole crew and say, "You call yourself an actor, this is what I have to work with, what is this?" And I stood there just breaking, this happens. And I remember the next day I walked on and I said, "You get off my set." It's the first time I've ever spoken. I remember being so scared.
Yes.
And I looked at this person and I said, "You can F off. I'm going to work towards a tennis ball. I never want to see you again."
Blake Lively burst onto the scene in the mid-2000s, instantly adored for her portrayal of the stylish and vivacious Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl. On camera, she appeared warm, gracious, and full of life. Fans ate up her sunny persona, fueling her rise to A-list status. Yet not all was as perfect behind the scenes. For starters, there's Preserve, her infamous foray into the world of lifestyle brands. The project promised to be a hub of artisanal goods, do-good partnerships, and unique items that would enrich people's lives. But from its awkward launch to its abrupt closure, Preserve left a sour taste in many mouths. Some small-scale artists claimed Blake's team reached out for unique designs or custom samples under shady circumstances. Yet rumors swirled that the real issue ran deeper than unfortunate timing. Allegations emerged suggesting that Blake's brand was less about championing independent creators and more about soaking up their ideas without proper credit. Blake Lively often appears to gain creative control or credit in ways that leave others feeling shortchanged. Small creators, script writers, co-stars. Enough parties have made these complaints that it's tough to dismiss them all as rumor. Maybe she really is as sweet as her smile suggests. But the rumors say otherwise. And on Gossip Girl, that alleged controlling streak first reared its head in some shocking ways. Penn Badgley, who played Dan Humphrey, was a prime example of how her approach to co-workers might not be all sunshine. Some people connected to the show whisper that Blake didn't like Penn immediately, and made sure everyone felt it. According to these rumors, she spread negative vibes behind the scenes, sowing doubt about his capabilities and encouraging fellow cast members to keep their distance. It took quite some time for some of them to realize Penn wasn't this arrogant guy Blake allegedly painted him to be. Ironically, Blake and Penn ended up dating for 3 years in real life. After the romance fizzled, Penn's career went oddly quiet for a while. leading to speculation that certain producers, sympathetic to Blake or simply afraid to cross her, chose to freeze him out. These incidents may have seemed random at the time, but in hindsight, they paint a consistent portrait of a star who uses her influence to either elevate or exile her peers. Whether it's leveraging her popularity to push co-stars out, or letting them back in when convenient, she's demonstrating a pattern that has reappeared in her professional life.
It's sort of like a college roommate that you're super fond of, but just don't live near and don't see, and you don't really have the same things that connect you anymore. That's really what it's like. Okay. Chase and Leighton happen to be two who I'm more recently in touch with, partly because of the podcast, but that's more or less circumstantial. You know, I mean, it's like I think we all remain like, none of us live near one another, but we're just sort of like, we remember it fondly, and when we do run into each other, it's like, hey.
You'd think, with Gossip Girl long behind her, Blake's rumored backstage troubles would fade. But as she took on the adaptation of Colleen Hoover's novel It Ends With Us, the gossip flared up anew. Producer and co-star Justin Baldoni, best known for Jane the Virgin, found himself at the center of speculation when text messages allegedly leaked, suggesting Blake tried to micromanage everything from script choices to how certain scenes should be interpreted. Fans who adore Colleen Hoover's beloved novel were initially excited by the high-profile casting, but that excitement grew complicated when Blake started making big creative calls, something many felt belonged to Justin Baldoni, who had been working on the project for quite some time. The shift in dynamics left people wondering if Baldoni was comfortable with the way Blake was seemingly commandeering the production. Then, out of nowhere, rumors ignited that something more personal happened, like romantic tension that turned sour, or a clash of egos. Baldoni fans, used to his cheerful demeanor, suddenly saw him backing away from public mentions of Blake. While Blake Lively was navigating her string of controversies, Ryan Reynolds was building his own brand as the internet's favorite snarky comedian. From his comedic roles to his Twitter banter, he seemed unstoppable. But if you ask certain directors and co-stars, Ryan's public persona was leagues away from his private one. The first big blow came when Deadpool director Tim Miller bowed out of Deadpool 2. Officially, creative differences were cited. Unofficially, rumor had it Ryan demanded near total control over everything from the script to the set dynamic. Tim Miller, who had been crucial in crafting the first film's success, found himself increasingly sidelined. T.J. Miller, who played Weasel, confirmed some of these suspicions, calling Ryan out for having changed once he became a megastar. T.J. Miller even stated flatly that he never wants to work with Ryan Reynolds again, describing a set atmosphere so tense it felt downright hostile. According to T.J., Ryan would belittle him in front of the crew for reasons that made little sense, as if reminding everyone who the real star was.
Has Ryan Reynolds reached out to you because of your comments?
I bet not. I heard he's very mean.
Yeah, he has.
Oh shit.
It was really cool. He emailed me the next day and kind of said this is, and it was a misunderstanding. So I emailed him back, and now it's like fine.
That story sounded dangerously similar to the way some people described Blake's tactics. In the middle of these swirling controversies, Blake and Ryan keep up a meticulously polished front on social media. They banter, poke fun at each other, and share adorable family anecdotes. The big question is whether this is the beginning of a larger reckoning. With fans now aware of these controversies, the once invincible duo finds themselves under the microscope.